It looks like traders are rotating out of the overall Nasdaq market and big tech. Nasdaq opened up in the green and shortly gave it all back on the 5-minute time frame. It really paints the picture of what we've been seeing today with these lower highs, lower lows, now trading below the moving average and now trading below the EMA. I also have not taken a trade on TQQQ because direction simply was not actually in our favor. And this, again, how many times have I said this? And I said it just a few days ago in one of our recent videos where I talked about it doesn't matter if the stock opens up in the green. The stock opening up in the green or a stock opening up in the red doesn't mean that you should go long or that you should short the stock that's in the red. The thing that is most important is progress. Are we showing signs of continuous progress on the upside when the stock is green? And the very simple answer for TQQQ was no. We were not showing any signs of progress on the Nasdaq market. I mean, you could see that from right when the market opened, all we began to do was actually sell off. And that's a big misconception that a lot of beginner traders have is that, oh, wow, the stock is in the green. I'm going to buy it because I want to make money. Well, again, if it's not progressing, if it's not showing any more signs of continuous growth, then what exactly are you doing, right? This is a great example of that because we go from being up 2% in the green to all the way being down 2.7% to be exact, in the red. From overall highs today to current lows, it's a 5.5% sell-off. And that's how much you potentially had the possibility of making, especially if you jumped into SQQQ. A handful of our traders ended up jumping into SQQQ. I originally was long on Tesla, and then we began showing signs of a resistance and I began to open up a short position. So if Tesla does begin to sell off, which Tesla looks like it's the only actual stock that is holding very, very well. Coin was also another one that I was paying attention to. And the reason why is Coin recently gapped up as Bitcoin recently gapped up, and we showed that it was showing signs of a resistance and a big gap down potential. And when Bitcoin sells off, then so does Coinbase itself. And Coinbase had like 14% margin is what it offered in potential downside. So definitely something that I was entertaining, but I unfortunately decided to go with Tesla. And Tesla's honestly been the most stagnant. A lot of consolidation. It's still trading above the moving average, which honestly, for opening a short position, it's not looking very good for me. It's not looking horrible because we're not showing any more signs of progress on the upside, but we're definitely not showing signs of progress on the downside either. So looking at Tesla's recent setup, again, we're still showing really strong signs of support on that moving average. And overall, it's been more of a bullish trend than it has been bearish. So it's definitely going to be something that I have to respect. But when asking the question, should you be buying the dip or should you continue to short? Remember, we talked about this yesterday in the swing trade setup that we have going on. Right now, we're still holding above the moving average on the 4-hour time frame. So it's still a really nice setup. We followed up with yesterday's biggest red day for the Nasdaq market since like 2022, right? So it was a very significant red day. And with the pullback that we're experiencing today, it looks like we're going to be testing the moving average. And then at that point, we can decide, okay, is the market beginning to lack progress on the downside? So is it showing signs of support, or is it going to break below that moving average and continue to sell off? So again, when direction is unclear or you're uncertain, right? Because now the market pulled back enough that a lot of bulls can be getting ready to load up at these like demand zones to be able to make money on the recovery. But if there's no signs of support here for this demand zone and we break right below it, then get ready for some more selling pressure. So when in doubt, again, nothing wrong with cashing out and staying patient, especially when we're at a critical range. And I would say that that's exactly what I would like to call this right now. We're at a critical point where, yes, the market can recover. And that's one thing that I kept bringing up yesterday is that, yes, the market can recover. The market's been more bullish than it has been bearish, but it does not have to. Are we beginning to see investors and traders rotate out of big tech? And if that's the case, this might be the first time in all of 2024 that we actually begin to actively sell off on the day chart, but we are far from that. Look at that. We have huge pullback potential to the moving average, but we are far from breaking below that moving average just yet. So again, we have a lot of margin to work with, a lot of downside, which is very, very exciting because again, the only people that freak out when the market pulls on back are those that did not prepare, right? So if the market sells off, we know to go short. If the market begins to recover, we know to go long. all we need to wait for is for direction to be clear. And I know it's kind of challenging because we're at this critical range where we want to buy. Trust me, I'm right there with you. I want to buy to, if the market does recover, of course I want to go long, right? But also if the market does break the support, I wouldn't mind going short. So again, when you are uncertain, give the market the time that it needs to kind of paint more of a clearer picture, right? You will not regret it when you give the market a little bit more time. It pays to be patient in this market. At least I can speak from my experience, and I know many of you guys can. We've done it in the past before where we make impulsive trades, we end up regretting it, and then it ends up biting us in the butt. Keep it quality, keep it focused, and stay disciplined. So I hope to see you for tomorrow's live trading session. That's the second link in the description down below, and very excited to follow up. So like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.